me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
I hadn't really heard that much about Parks and Rec. I didn't understand the impact that we had. It's like, okay, we're working really hard, but like, do people actually like this? Do people actually need this? I had no idea. Looking around at everybody just like working their butts off so much, and we need to do this and have this, and then we do an event and we work so hard. I just see one kid, like their eyes light up, and then a parent looks at me and says, thank you for this. This is so nice. Like, our family has had so much fun. And it was like all of my understanding was like, this is why we do it.
Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show's Young Professionals Network. Today, we're diving into the heart of Henry County's Parks and Recreation, where a dedicated group of young professionals is shaping our communities every single day. We're talking about the vibrant programs, essential services, and incredible spaces that make life better for everyone. Our guests today, Kara, Paige, Kaylin Coleman, and Dr. Zach Graham, are on the front lines, creating impactful experiences. They're involved in everything from running exciting parks theater programs and managing rentals to overseeing bustling summer camps and after-school initiatives that ignite a passion for kids. You'll also hear how occupational therapy is being integrated to enhance physical development and confidence for both children and adults. They're the driving force behind special events like Hot Summer Fest and our Rec and Roll mobile recreation program, bringing joy and vital resources directly to neighborhoods. Join us as we explore the dynamic world of parks and recreation through the eyes of these dedicated individuals and discover how their tireless work uplifts every community, every park, every day. All right, we are live again with the Daily Parks and Rec Show. This is the Friday show, Young Professionals Network, and we have got a group of young professionals that are working tirelessly in the chaotic environment of Parks and Rec over at Henry County. This is a lot of their first, I think, exposure to it, but we'll come back and hear from each of them. We're going to play a little promo for the whole media company, kind of to help people understand what we're trying to do. And then I have a little 200th episode, which was yesterday, that our video designers made for us. We'll run through those two things, and then we'll come right back. Welcome to DPRS Media Co, the first media company built for the people behind the Parks and Rec community. We don't just cover on Parks and Rec, we elevate it, we amplify it, we honor it. At the heart of everything we do is one mission: to serve the public servants, the professionals who design, maintain, and lead the parks that shape our communities. Under the Daily Parks and Rec Show, we produce 6 powerful platforms. Leadership in Parks and Rec, a spotlight on directors, superintendents, and visionaries shaping the future of public spaces. Facility maintenance, where the boots hit the ground, a deep dive into the systems, crews, and craftsmanship that keep our parks clean, safe, and beautiful. Young Professionals Network, shining a light on the next generation of Parks and Rec. Students, interns, and mentors sharing how we build a legacy together. Youth Sports Mastery, sponsored by National Academy of Athletics. This series is for coaches, parents, and rec leaders working to make youth sports fun, fair, and meaningful again. The Rec Room, hosted by the passionate leaders of Henry County Parks and Rec. This show brings frontline energy and real-life stories from the field. And the weekly Parks and Rec Post, our official newsletter delivering stories, insights, and community wins every week. We are DPRS Media Co, LLC, a media company with a mission to uplift the professionals who serve every community, every park, every day. All right, so Chris, one of our very talented video editors, made this 200th episode. I guess thank you to the entire Parks and Rec community nationwide. And so I'm going to play it, and then we'll come back with our guest today. From a simple mic in a rec center to a full-scale media company for the people who power our parks. 200 real stories, 5 original shows, and more to come, with one powerful mission: to lift up the voices of Parks and Rec professionals across the country. From maintenance crews and young interns and youths who love sports, to directors and public servants making a difference. We've built a platform that honors the unsung heroes behind every clean trail, every weekend tournament, every safe, welcoming park. This milestone isn't just about the content, it's about the people, the passion, the purpose. To every guest, listener, and supporter, thank you. The next chapter starts today. This is DPRS Media Co. Media for public service. All right. So thanks a lot, Chris, for making that. Okay, so I'd like to just go around maybe one at a time. Y'all can each introduce yourself. We'll go with Kara, Paige. Is it Kaylin? Am I saying that right?
Yes.
And then Dr. Zach. Just maybe tell us a little bit about where you're coming from, kind of who you were even as a high schooler, so people can kind of get to know. Like, if there's a lot of high school and college kids starting to watch this stuff, and maybe they want to follow in your footsteps. So if you could kind of let them know where you're at right now and what attracted you to Parks and Recreation. We'll go ahead and start with Kara. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey guys. My name is Kara Tomlinson. I'm a recreation leader. I started as an intern and quickly just worked my way up to rec leader. I was actually working at a gym, like mopping floors, stocking protein shakes. But in high school, I was a theater kid. The embarrassment of it all. But no, I was always an actor and stuff, and I was looking for something, and I knew I couldn't make any money, and so I was about to go into the radiology field, and then somehow one of our maintenance guys, Shane, who was working out at the gym, was like, "Hey, we've got this internship."
At the gym?
Yeah.
We worked at the same gym, Karen and I.
We did.
I didn't know
And
that.
Paige was actually my boss, which was crazy. So Paige was my manager. Yeah. I have a conversation with Thomas against some protein shakes in a storage closet, and he basically tells me, "So, would you like to run your own Parks theater program?" And I'm like, "Am I being punked right now? Like, this is my theater kid dream. Like, what's going on?" And so that's what we've been doing. Paige?
Well, my story's a bit long, so I'll keep it short. I also was sort of a theater person. I went to college for that, and then I changed my major like 3 times, went to 3 different universities, ended up dropping out. I did work at the same gym, and ended up just going back to college, and I'll be graduating with my degree, my bachelor's degree, in a few weeks, finally. But I was kind of looking for something that aligned with my degree, something that I could gain experience and also build a career in. And then I coincidentally ran into Kara at a coffee shop in McDonough, Georgia. And she told me about the experience and the internship that she did. And it intrigued me. And then one thing led to another. And then I'm here.
Honestly, it started because of Thomas, because I ran into you and you were like, "I don't really know where I'm going to go." And I'm like, "Honestly, why don't you talk to my boss, Thomas? He seems to know everyone." And so I wasn't even like I didn't even think there would be a position like for her. And I was like, "Well, maybe he can just help you make connections." And then you guys, he ends up like stealing you. And he's like, "Well, you should work for us, not anybody else."
He got me and started as a camp supervisor, and then I went to work with the rentals, and now I'm a recreation leader. So, but yeah.
Alrighty, my name is Kaylin Coleman. I did attend Dutchtown High School. I got into Parks and Rec through my work-based learning teacher at Dutchtown. I reached out to Thomas the first time he said, "Oh, we have enough staff." About 2 weeks later, I was in the TJ Maxx parking lot. He calls me back and asks me, am I still interested in the job? A part of me wanted to say no because I tried. He told me no. But I told him yes. I told him yes. I fed into it. And ever since I've started, I've loved it. I've loved every bit of it. I've learned that I have a passion for kids that I didn't know I had. So, yes, I love it.
Alrighty. My name is Dr. Zach Graham. I'm originally from Delray Beach, Florida. I moved to Georgia when I was in about fourth or fifth grade due to all the hurricanes that were happening down there. My parents just wanted to relocate. Once moving here, I went to Union Grove High School where I graduated from. And after Union Grove, I played football at Union Grove. That was my main thing. Sports was my life. So I played football at Union Grove. And then while at Union Grove, unfortunately, I had two bad ACL tears. Well, it was more just my ACLs, other ligaments that were affected too. And so from that, I was in therapy for my junior to senior year for about 18 months of therapy between both of my knees. So I was seeing OTs, PTs, just trying to regain the ability to do certain things that I had lost due to the crucial tears I had during high school. And from there, I was able, to regain some of what I used to be before the injury. So I did go to UT Martin. I played a little football there, but my knees it was just like God was like, "Hey, man, it's time to just focus on education." And then from there, I always knew my freshman year I wanted to go into occupational therapy. So from UT Martin, I had to transfer back home to Kennesaw State University. Kennesaw was a great school.
Boo.
I just probably wasn't as focused as I should have been at the time. Still trying to find myself from being out of the sports world. Luckily, my father had got a master's degree from Georgia College and State, and the dean was my public health, over my public health curriculum. So, way of knowing people, I was able to get into school. I was able to graduate from Georgia College and State University, go Bobcats, care, and get my degree in public health. From public health, I just took the prereqs I needed to get into my OT program, which was at the University of St. Augustine for Health Sciences. I went to the Miami campus where I did about 2 years and 8 months of school to achieve my doctorate degree. I've written dissertations. The longest one I've written is about 40 something pages. Still trying to get it published right now. Um, and then from there, I was blessed to have an internship with Thomas and Parks and Rec. My professors at my school helped me to organize this. And originally, it was for me to work with the kids in the summer camp, providing different activities that was facilitating back to occupational therapy, in which I could put in my paper and my poster presentation. And from there, my whole passion in life, I always wanted to work with kids because in the medical field, be honest, working with adults is just not as fun. They don't listen. They bicker. They're mad. They're mad that they got hurt. They're mad at me because they got hurt. So with kids, it's a lot simpler. I like it's just like with coaching, with sports. Like you want to see them develop. You want to see them grow. You want to see them be able to do things that they didn't think they could do, or do things that their parents would like them to do. So from that in Parks and Rec, I was still able to, within the after school program, because I started off as a teen camp counselor, and I was able to work with the teens. And then I became a supervisor where I could work with all ages, with the little ones from 5 to 9, and then 10, 11, and 12, and so on. So from there, I was starting to see and buy in Thomas's idea about, maybe I should stay in Parks and Rec. Also, it didn't help. Like I wanted to go into the military and be an OT, and he kept showing me the death rates and how much people die in the military. So
That's Thomas for you.
Showed you that?
That's very
oh, yeah,
Thomas.
for like a week
Yeah,
straight.
he
Yeah.
was like,
I didn't know like 95% of that. So that's cool, Zach. Dr. Zach. Sorry.
Thank you, thank you.
wow. We're so glad you're
And
not dead.
so from that, I started to do like little deep dives in myself within our company and everything. And so from that, as OTs, we advocate for our positions, we advocate where we're needed. So My plan is one day, as well as I work my way up through Parks and Recreation, is to try to advocate maybe for occupational therapy within our local government to help not only with our communities, with the kids and the adults, but also within our staff and orchestrating different classes or different things of that nature to help with facilitative movements such as gross and fine motor movements to help the betterment of everyone in the community.
Wow.
Do it.
Like,
Do it.
But don't go to the military.
Yeah, stay here with us.
Thomas
Yes,
will have
please.
a big fit.
He would.
Yes, he definitely. He's literally has every day. Like every time I pull him in, like, "Hey Thomas, can we have a meeting?" He's like, "Are you quitting?" I'm like, "No." Am I allowed to buy
He's
this on
so
the
scared.
PR? Like,
That's
We
him.
were
though.
doing an interview, and Thomas was like on the whiteboard. He was like to the person that we were interviewing. He said, "Would you take option number 1 or option number 2? Option number 1 is you make this much money, but you'll die. Option 2, you'll work in Parks and Rec, love it, make this much money, and you'll be alive."
That's what it is. Like,
It's so dramatic.
So the guy in here was looking like, "Oh my goodness, what do I tell this guy?" Because he didn't want to just choose money, but he chose Parks and Rec. And Thomas was like, "Great answer. You're on. Great answer."
answer.
Yeah, of course I picked the one where I live.
It's
I
a
feel like
family
we all
feud.
have different, pretty much similar experiences with Thomas when it came to us like getting on board here, but it was very different, but pretty much the same in a sense.
I don't
The
know.
crazy-
Death was never a part of mine, so I really don't know
Well,
what
yeah,
y'all are talking about.
Death was surely not a part of mine. I've never thought about going to the military, and nobody could convince me to go.
yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I look at some of the death rates, and I was like, yeah, maybe he has a point. But Thomas, though, I'll say he also, like, even though he jokes with me, he did like sit down with me and just explain certain things of where he thinks myself, and then of course you all as well. He's talking to me about how we can grow if we stay. And it's just like it's like I saying, you don't want to throw all your eggs in one basket, but if it's Thomas' basket, might as well. You never know what you're gonna get with him. So it's kind of fun. Like you're spontaneous. Every day, as we all can say, is not the same. It's
Something
never has
new.
been.
Here, it's definitely.
So how would y'all say y'all have liked summer camp, break camps? Because Kara, you've done a break camp, summer camp. You did after school, and y'all are no longer with the kids. So what would y'all say y'all's experience was like since we're
I
still
kind
with
of miss it. I kind of miss the
Like,
kids.
with the kids?
I
Well,
do.
shit. Okay, Paige was in teen camp. Respectfully, there was like 12 of y'all in there, and so y'all just got to talk.
That's true. Well, when I did
remember
after school, when I
them.
first started, it was the young baby kids. I miss them. I do, because it was fun. It was definitely difficult because I worked with kids when I was in high school for a camp at the school I went to, but that was my second time really working with kids that closely. And there's not a lot of young kids in my immediate family, so but it was a lot of fun. I do miss it
You
sometimes.
miss driving the bus, Paige?
Well, I don't miss it, nor do I not miss it.
I would say that's how I got so into it when I said I feel like I learned that I had a passion that I didn't know I had for the kids. It's like an attachment. It's like, this is my sister, this is my brother. Like, we're just a big happy family. So you just
I definitely feel
kids
like
on a whole nother level.
That's so sweet. It just took me a while to get past the noise because the room is so echoey. And so when all of them were in there at the same time, I was like breathing, had to go to the bathroom, and then I was like, okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Now at times they do get a little rowdy and you have to go for a walk. You have to go take a breather. Sometimes it's very needed because you're working with kids majority of your whole day. And now that I'm in the position that I'm in, sometimes we're there from open to close, dealing with all different issues, putting out fires at every other site that needs help.
you do a great job at it, though. Both of y'all.
Yes, Yes, you really do.
Dr. Zach and Kaylin, yeah, y'all do a great,
you.
great job.
Thank you.
We try our hardest and we want to keep it going.
Anything to do, like
We're
anyone
trying.
in this podcast, anyone has to do anything with that. Does a
And
great
we're
job.
currently
All right.
preparing for after school. So
I think I'm back. Can y'all hear me okay?
yes.
Okay. I don't know what happened to the computer. I'm glad y'all kept going. So how far did we get?
We just talked about, we finished our introductions
Mhm.
and then we just had a little chatter time.
Fantastic. Y'all are so used to the chaos, y'all didn't even flinch.
No, you keep it
Oh,
going.
yeah. Every
Yeah,
day I say it's controlled chaos. So
that's
it's
right.
perfect.
Zach, let me hear your story again. I'm trying to see how you tie into the group. I think the other three are interns, correct?
No, I did not start out as an intern. I started out as a
Okay.
camp counselor.
Camp counselor. Okay.
The
And then
only
Zach-
people who started out as interns was me and then Zach.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, yes, sir. Originally, like I was telling them, from Florida, Delray Beach, Florida. So I moved here during the hurricanes back in like 06, 07 area. And from there, I went to Union Grove High School. I played football. I had some injuries with my knee where I was in therapy for about 18 months because I had injured both of my knees, tore both my ACLs, both meniscus in both knees, and then my MCL in my right knee.
Man,
So
you got beat up pretty bad.
yeah, man, it was one was in practice and one when I was about to score a touchdown. Heartbreaking.
Oh man.
But we get over it. But yeah. But so I went to UT Martin. I was tried to play football there. Just my knees were just like, it's not going. Like, go to school. So I started. I always had an interest when I got into school. I knew what I wanted to do as a freshman. I wanted to get my OT degree. And so from there, I transferred back home, went to Kennesaw, and then so from Kennesaw, I transferred because Kennesaw, again, I won't talk bad about the school, good school, but just wasn't for me, I guess. So then through the help of my father and everything, I was able to transfer to Georgia College and State University, great school. And I was able to get my public health degree. But under my public health degree, what I was doing was I was already looking at grad programs and what prereq classes I needed to be into an OT program. And so from there, I was, I had to work. I was working at Target. I was supplying, taking classes, and I remember I finally got a call from University of St. Augustine, and at first they wanted me to do their master's program, but then because they thought my GPA wasn't that high, but they had some error with my forms. So then I got a call back because I accepted. I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I got a call back. They're like, oh, actually, we were looking at the wrong paperwork. We would like you to do our doctorate program. And I was like, I was a little nervous at first because I was like, oh my God, like this is gonna be hard. But no, I was like, I could do this. So I went to University of St. Augustine for health sciences. I went to the Miami campus and I got my doctorate in occupational therapy. And from school, like I was telling everyone else, like I love adults. I love the geriatric community and everything like that. But when you work in outpatient, you work in hospitals, adults are always mad. Like if they hurt themselves, they're mad at you. Like it's your fault. Like you're like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I'm just trying to help you. So I started to like have a more like I always had a passion to work in pediatrics. So while working in pediatrics, I was able to get an internship here. And I've been to this summer camp before. I was mainly in the sports camps with Parks and Rec because when I was a kid, that's all I cared about was sports. But and so from there with the internship, I was able to, Thomas allowed me to, as well as Miss Donna, to do my, basically my OT stuff or work, with the kids and looking at I was looking at stuff from gross motor, fine motor, visual perception, sequencing, you name it. I was looking at everything with the kids because I was writing a dissertation paper. And for my paper and my poster project, which I had to present and everything. And, I'm still, like I was telling them, I'm standing off my paper, still waiting to get published and everything. And so from there, I started to see I could possibly like really stay here and, you know, be able to work with the kids as well as work within the community on different health ailments and things of that such to help with just with everyone. So while working with the kids, I started off as a teen camp counselor in my internship. So with that, I was looking at different skills and different things with the teens to relay back in my paper and my poster. And then I, you know, as talking to Thomas, I wanted to get an outlook with the little kids too, from 5 to 9. So I was able to become a supervisor, and I worked after school. And from after school, I was able to get a wider range of things because I was looking at writing skills, their different grips, just anything of that such. Because a lot of people don't know from a young age the way a child even just holds a pencil, a spoon, or a fork, you can kind of see where they are developmentally. And from there, if I can help parents that maybe can't pay for certain resources or maybe can't, you know, get to these places because of work or anything like that, I can, you know, and after school, I was able to facilitate the stuff that I learned in school with their kids to help them while they were in school. So with that, as growing and now into my position now, I, you know, told Thomas like, you know, I'm going to try to advocate to get an OT position here to for the whole county, just so not only can we help the kids and everything like that in the community, we can help other people in the community, such as adults, people at our senior centers, staff, just doing different gross and fine motor techniques to help improve any ailments they may have or any things that they want to just improve generally.
Hmm. Fantastic.
Such
Now,
a
I'm
great
curious.
start.
I'm curious, with the work y'all have done in Parks and Rec so far, are there any and maybe stories that y'all have seen where you're really impacting young kids, the youth, and how does that tie into your why? Maybe we can start with Paige first, and then go Kaylin, Kara, and Dr. Zach.
So I knew for a very long time that whatever I end up doing, I want to serve in whatever capacity. Um, and working closely with special events here in Parks and Recreation, and starting especially with after school, just seeing the smiles on the kids' faces is just something that is very inspiring and will definitely keep you going in this very chaotic environment. um, but it's just, I don't know, all the special events, just saying, for example, we just had our Hot Summer Fest, and when the lights went down at the Speedway, and you hear everyone, the community singing the songs they're playing, and it's just like a whole choir of just random strangers coming together, family, friends, people who don't know each other, people who will never see those people again, coming together. And then earlier that day, families just enjoying the day and all the hard work we put in here, just coming together just for even one smile, just
Mhm.
makes it all worth it.
Fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead, Kayla.
I would most definitely say when I started, I knew I liked kids, but I didn't know how well I would be able to handle kids. But now I love them. I have a passion for it. It even made me change my major to stay with Parks and Rec longer than what my major would entail.
Now, what were some of those early, I guess, doubts or fears that you had as far as handling them, or how would you incorporate them in their program, stuff like that?
Doubts I had were not knowing how to react on certain things with the first thing that comes to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
We've had all types of incidents, from 911 incidents to minor incidents, or a child constantly crying for their mother. Example, a child crying for their mother. How do you handle that? Because you're not their mother. So how would you comfort them? I'm not going to stop your mom's day to, call her every 5 minutes because you're crying. So we're going to do something to get your mind off of it. We're going to go play a game. We're going to go find you some friends, interact with other kids. And if you want to stay with me and we be friends all day, we'll just be friends.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's so
Kara?
sweet. To be honest, very frankly, I don't think I really got it. Like when I first came, I was like, okay, our mission is to serve and do all this stuff. And I'm like, that's great. But I hadn't really heard that much about Parks and Rec. I didn't understand the impact that we had. It's like, okay, we're working really hard, but like, do people actually like this? Do people actually need this? I had no idea. And I'm looking around at everybody just like working their butts off so much. And well, we need to do this and have this detail and stuff. And I'm thinking, like, what are they talking about? And then we do an event and we work so hard. And I just see one kid, like their eyes light up. And then a parent looks at me and says, thank you for this. This is so nice. Like our family has had so much fun. And it was like all of my understanding was like, this is why we do it. And then another time that really put it into perspective for me, we do this thing called, used to be called mobile rec, but now we call it rec and roll.
It's the best thing ever.
Everybody's participated in this. We get a bunch of playground equipment like Jenga, Tetris, like frisbees. So we get play equipment and then snacks and waters, and we go to housing communities um, or like housing authorities across the county, and we invite other departments like PD, fire, E911, communications to come and play with the kids. And to see them like just get so excited to play with us, and they had so much fun. And then one thing that put it into perspective for me was the snacks. I would have them come back and ask if they could like have a second like snack because they really needed it. And it was like it broke my heart because it was just like they had fun and like they really needed us there. And so it put the servant's heart into perspective for me, and so it makes all of the hard work worth it. It's like this is what it's all about. So yeah.
Yeah, but it really kind of drives home that point that y'all are an essential service. And I love this new framework that we have. I forget I spoke with someone yesterday up in Bristol, Connecticut. He's actually the chair for NRPA coming in this year. And he was saying how this is essential healthcare service, where that's kind of the preventative side of
Right.
dealing with people when they already have issues, that Parks and Rec can actually create healthy people and healthy individuals. Dr. Zach, do
I
you have
think
any?
Parks and Recs gives the kids in our community something great to look forward to.
Yeah.
From rec and roll to our huge events, because they're free. Come out, come have a fun time.
Mm.
To camp after school. Everything that we offer, I feel like it gives the kids something good and fun to look for.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Zach?
For myself, I'll start. There's a few instances. I guess I could start when I first was a teen camp counselor during my internship. For me, it was the parents of. So I, unfortunately, I had some boys that came from single parent households where their father wasn't in the picture. So just by talking to them at camp, getting to know them, working with them, I guess when they went home, they started to display a different version of themselves to the point where their parents or the mothers would they would ask me about mentorships and if I can mentor their kids or just thanking me or some crying just because of their son was going down the wrong path, but I showed them like, hey, let's get back on this path. Let's take this energy that you want to display doing things that you shouldn't, let's put it into something else that you would like to do, such as sports or creative things that they would like to do as far as drawing or anything of that such. So for that was really nice because for myself, I mean, I'm young. I don't have kids myself yet. Hopefully one day, but who knows? But so it's something like that to hear. It really brought, almost sometimes tears in my eyes. But when you're in school for your doctor, they tell you to leave the emotions at the door when you walk in. So I try to always keep myself headstrong with everything, but it was just a nice aspect. And then going into after school when I was a supervisor, I'll never forget. There's this one child, and he's actually in camp now. He always wanted to play football and basketball with the kids, but he was just uncoordinated. Very smart, just wasn't coordinated. And so, just working with him for about a 2-week span on just catching a football and catching different balls at different distances, not knowing that's a part of one of my standardized tests in the PDMS2, where you look at throwing and catching different objects in a certain distance. Just working on that with him, even though I turned it into a game, it was able to increase his confidence to where he can now catch a football at pretty much any distance. He always wants to play basketball. He can shoot better. He can dribble. Just going from that and him just thanking me so much, and, his mother thanking me and everything of that such, because now he feels as if he can play with everyone and have a great time. And then my last one was probably just this 5-year-old, and the parents were just happy. He didn't know how to tie his shoes. And that's in our LT scope. That's one thing I used to do a lot in outpatient, especially with my kids that had different conditions. I would work on simple ADLs, things that they need in everyday life. And so just being able to teach them things like that to get them prepared in life and have more confidence. Now he always wants to tie shoes. Tie my shoes. No, like you're doing great, buddy. But yeah, literally that, I think that
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And so we're going to take a little quick break. Can't believe we already flew past the halfway point, but I'm going to promote our Thursday show, which is all about youth sports. My host, Aaron Locks, runs that every Thursday. We have some of the greatest coaches, athletic directors, officiation, like referees and stuff that come onto the show. Aaron's been doing this for like 40 years. So he gets some of the best people in America. We'll run this. And then I want to talk when we come back about special events, because I know that's such a big part of what y'all do and how it impacts your community. Hold on one second.
At DPRS Media Co, we don't just create content. We elevate community through storytelling. Now, we're proud to introduce the newest addition to the family. Welcome to Youth Sports Mastery, the podcast where champions are shaped, not just on the field, but in life. Hosted by National Academy of Athletics founder Aaron Locks. Youth Sports Mastery dives deep into how youth sports can empower kids, strengthen communities, and build leaders. From coaching culture to recreation strategy, and from player development to parent impact, every episode brings game-ready insight from the people making it happen. Youth Sports Mastery goes live every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Daily Parks and Rec Show, sponsored by National Academy of Athletics and powered by DPRS Media Co. This is where purpose meets play.
All right. So if you're interested in youth sports, learning more about it, hearing from some of the biggest authorities, I guess, in that industry, Thursday's our show, 1:30 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. Okay. So I think a lot of people don't appreciate how much work goes into special events and how meaningful this is to communities, because a lot of times this is, families are coming together once a year to an event that's been going on for a long time. And I guess if you're outside the industry, you don't really see special events as like what parks does and what recreation does, but it's really a heavy lift. Let's go with Paige, Kayla, Dr. Zach, and then we'll finish with Kara on that topic. What y'all's experience there?
Well, my first experience with special events was the Christmas festival last year. I was Elsa, and that was a lot of fun. And at that time, I was just an after-school supervisor, so I had no idea what had gone into everything. I was just like, oh, Elsa, okay, that's fun. I'll do that. But then now being on the flip side of it, seeing everything, it is a lot of hard work, but it's definitely worth it. And it's definitely a team oriented. Everyone has a task, but everyone, hey, what are you doing? What can I do to help you? Let's get this done. It can be chaotic. Y'all know. It's so much fun. I love this kind of thing. It's chaos, but it comes together to just make this beautiful thing. But yeah, it's definitely, I've lived in Henry County my entire life, but I did not know, kind of like how Kara said, like about Parks and Recreation and how much effect it had on the community until I really got involved and started working with Henry County Parks and Recreation. But there's so much. And so being a part of Henry County Parks and Recreation and the special events and dabbling in the marketing side of it as well, I really want to help people understand like there is so much to do. But
Yeah, there really is.
it really is. It's a lot, but it's awesome.
So much that people don't understand what we do and go through to put on the show.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. A lot of background work.
My time in events has been long and fun. I'm not full-time in events. I dibble and dabble in events. I love events because it's a show that not everybody thinks we could put on. I feel like some of our community has doubts when it comes to our events, but we learn from them, we grow from them, and we do better the next time we put the show on.
Mm.
But it warms my heart when I see my kids from after school summer camps. I've seen them 2 summers ago and haven't seen them since, and they were at the event. And they just run up to you, Miss Kaylin. It's like, oh my gosh, hi, where have you been? You know? But my time in events has been fun. I would say there is a lot of background work, a lot of work that is put into these events, from the background work that our head coordinator does that not all of us do. The labor that goes into this, setting up, especially at Nash Farm, setting up that whole area is a lot. It doesn't look like it's that big when you ride by or when you're standing on the property. But when you're having to put eggs hanging from a tree here, something on the gazebo over there, walking from the carriage house to the barn. Yeah, you get your steps in for the day.
Yes.
Go home and go to sleep with no problem.
Mm.
As soon as your body touches that bed, I'm out. I know I'm out. So I'll say it's fun, especially when you finally see the show after all the background work you've done.
Yeah.
Now, the cleanup process isn't the nicest. It's not the most fun part of it. But we take down. It's okay. Turn on a little music, get the cleaning up. It'll go by. No, the best event that I've done so far, I can't even say the best because all of them have been great. But the Haunted Trail, our Haunted Trail series, from setting up the padded wall in the black box to seeing it all play out, the 2 days that I were there was amazing because we put in so much work for that event. But
That event was so cool. That was honestly me too, like one of my favorites. I feel like everybody had an idea and like we were all just hands on deck. That's kind of how events are. It's just like help where you can. I started off under Thomas, so I was in programs and so I would always come to help, but not to the extent that like we're all helping with events now because I've moved over under Katrina to learn and to help and train, and so is Paige. And so like she said, it's a lot more work. I didn't really realize how much logistical stuff went in. Like I sat in Katrina's office for a couple months and man, she goes through like all of it. It's hard work, but it is so fun. And I love because I was always a theater kid. I'm highly creative. So it was kind of like a sandbox for me because I'm like, and this could go here and this could do that, and I'm on like a ladder trying to like staple wisteria to places and stuff, and like I'm like, what do we have, what can we do with what we have? It's just, it literally is like, oh, put it away, put it away. This is not about you, Thomas.
Oh,
he's great because he got all of us the job, but he's always somewhere.
We've talked about him quite a bit now so far.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyways, it is extremely fun and very rewarding.
And I would say for the trail, it was fun setting up. In our black box, we had like a maze walkthrough, and we had some wired fencing for our walls to create the maze for the walkthrough. And there's a little gap between them when you're in there setting up, putting hay in the bag to make it look like a body hanging up. Somebody jumps out at you while we're setting up. The event hasn't even started for people to be jumping out at you, but it's happening.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. Also, one thing about the haunted thing is that a lot of us were actors in it. So like we got some people to help, but most of us were in the haunted house like as actors. So like we set up, but we were also a part of it. Like me, for instance, I was like a haunted, creepy, like doll lady, and I have like black makeup all over my face, and I'm in like a little girl dress. And I remember, because I've like acted, right? So I'm like, okay, I gotta do a good job at this. And so I'm like letting out these like blood curdling screams, and I have people on the other side of the wall dip in and go, "Was that you? I thought that was like a scary, like, are you okay? Like that sounded real. Are you okay?" And they were like, "That was so scary." And I was like, "Yes." But
Mission
anyway,
accomplished.
The makeup she did for some of the other people that were in the event
She's
was
very
great.
talented. She's very talented.
cute.
Dr. Zach?
Yeah, I'll say yeah. I think for me with the events is definitely seeing the behind the scenes, seeing what Kara and Paige do is that's why throughout the office I always try to encouragement with anything that they're doing because I know that they're stressed. Like I'm always like, hey, you okay? It looks great. You're doing great. This is amazing because the stuff that they do to put in and what they have to do it is a lot, but their turnout is always amazing, and it's always something amazing to even be a part of. Where I've been lucky enough to help with some of the setup, not to the extent that they have, but I've helped with some, and just seeing what all goes in, seeing all of like everyone that works with Parks and Rec come together and work together and help and everything like that is always like a special moment. It's like almost like team bonding in a way, but it's also like stressful team bonding because we have a deadline, so it's
Mhm.
fun. So.
A serious deadline,
So,
Right.
especially when it's
um,
crunch
Well,
time.
Zach is literally everyone's biggest fan. I just need to shout him out because no matter what you're doing, he's like, "You're doing such a great job. I hope you're having a great day. Let me know if you need to talk about anything." So I have
You
to
can
spotlight
you
Zach
can
for that.
literally ask him for an honest opinion, and he's still going to say it looks great. And I look at him, Zach. Let's be serious. Does it look okay?
I love that. It's crazy how JP has built such a family atmosphere, just a culture of checking in on each other. I've seen that from the top down because I do a monthly show with them, and I can see it in y'all and how y'all, handle each other as far as, checking in on each other. What's it like living in this somewhat of a family atmosphere, running this massive Parks and Rec department, handling all this chaos?
it's like the
Have
Parks
they
and Rec
told you
show.
about
We're a
It's all
loving,
ready. So it's
little dysfunctional family, but we all love each other, and we're all going to get it right at the end of the day, even if it requires a little talk to come to the understanding of where we lost an understanding at. We all come together at the end of the day.
Yeah. Anything
Have they
else on
told
that?
you about
Even
Breakfast Club? Have they told you about
even
that?
I have
exactly
heard.
Breakfast Club.
yeah.
The legendary Breakfast Club, but I want to get y'all's take on it. Have y'all each been to the
Oh,
Breakfast Club where they
well,
solve the world's
so when you're not at Breakfast Club, Thomas will look at you like, why aren't you at Breakfast Club? Do you not like me? You don't like us? Guys, Paige doesn't like us. She's not at Breakfast Club. No. But
Yes.
that has
If you're in
happened.
the bathroom, you'll get a call like, "We're having Breakfast Club. Where are you?" So
I love it. I love it.
I would
Uh,
say even from Breakfast Club to everyone having lunch together. Like it's everybody come to the table at this time. Food's here. If you didn't pay for food today, or like if you didn't go out to eat today, go get your food that you brought, and we're all eating together, coming to Jesus, having a kumbaya.
Mhm.
Everybody's
Mhm.
like relieving stress.
Y'all do that daily, or how often do y'all have stuff like that?
Lunch is like
Uh,
every day, almost.
Mm,
Now, on days when it's hectic and everybody's moving or close to event time, not everybody's in the office because they'll either be at the site that we're going to be setting up at later, doing tours for events. But majority of the time, we all do find a way to come together at some point of the day.
Now, have each
I'll
of you?
say
Go ahead.
it's like when you're like if you're a parent and you have multiple kids, it's like when you have all of them together, it's like that special moment. So it's like when we all are together, like for breakfast club or lunch, it's special because I mean a lot of the times we typically are, but usually like now it's summer and then coming up to different holiday events and everything, like we're all just moving different parts, moving, getting stuff together. So when we
Seriously.
do have that time to really all spend time together in the office, it's really nice.
Yeah. Now, have y'all each had a session on Miss Donna's couch when y'all have problems?
I actually have not visited the couch in Miss Donna's office.
I haven't, I don't think either.
It's really Michelle's couch.
Yes,
Like,
Michelle's couch is the couch. Now I do visit that couch pretty often.
That's the
Just
therapy
to
couch.
sit there. It's comfortable.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're coming kind of towards the end of the show, and I wanted y'all to kind of each give a testimony to imagine you've got a group of college kids yet undecided of where they want to, point their careers, dedicate the rest of their life to. What kind of message would you give someone that's maybe hasn't decided what they want to do with the rest of their life?
So I kind of do that now with a lot of my counselors in the summer camp. Most of them are between the ages of 18 and 20. Some are in school, some are not in school. The ones in school, they're still kind of soul searching and everything. And I think the biggest thing that I kind of had, but I wish I had more of, was someone like giving me that boost of confidence, that boost of I want to, that the outlets of different things that you can do, or look at different things that you can do with your career, or just finding that medium of what you want to do. And just being able to testimony from them, like, hey, I'll be honest, I went to an undergrad, I went to like 4 different schools. It took me a minute. Even though like I did graduate in like 4.5 years, but honestly, each year I was at a different school. So it was, just being able to tell them like your road, your path on the road that you're on, it's going to have some turns, but guess what? That tunnel, that light at the end of the tunnel is right there. You just got to keep going, keep believing in yourself. And then also just making like them feel comfortable to come to you about things, come to you about those difficult questions, come to you about those life skill questions on, okay, how do I do this? How do I apply for an apartment? How do I do that? Just being able to educate them and help them within the world, just to navigate better. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was kind of the same. I went to 3 or 4 different colleges. I lost count now. And changed my major. I was musical theater to communication and production, then to health sciences, and then to sociology, all at different places. And then a few years later, I finally, after finding a passion, kind of business administration, data analytics, and marketing, have now gone back. I'm at Liberty University now, getting my degree coming up real soon. In all of that.
Congrats.
Thank you. About time. I'm really excited. But basically, it's kind of the same thing. It's like you might not know what you want to do, and that is okay. You have a lot of time to figure it out. Play around with your passions. I heard someone tell me this once. Play around with your passions, and you might have a part-time job somewhere, but play around with your passions and you don't know what spark of inspiration you're going to get. Connections are a big thing as well. That's how I got here, is connections. But it's okay not to know. Yeah. Okay. It's okay not to know. It's okay. But definitely having those people, kind of like how Zach said, just to kind of inspire you and to help you find hopefully what you want to do. But sometimes you don't know, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. And that's most of us when we're young. We have no idea what direction we're going to take this thing.
Nope. And sometimes you'll end up at Henry County Parks and Recreation.
That's it.
Yeah, I had no idea I was going to be.
Oh,
You
mine kind of goes off what Paige was talking about with passions and stuff. I think if I had to give out advice, I think I would say, don't put your passions in that drawer and put it away for money, And I know that everybody's like, do what you love, do what you love. And then your parents in the real world say, but you have to live. And while both of these things are true, you can't do a job that makes you miserable or is built off of like none of your strengths. Like I was told my whole life that I was highly creative and there would never be a job for me that was stable and made money that could use all the talents that I had. I was told that didn't exist and I needed to learn skills and be normal and get a normal job. And so that's what I was prepared to do. And I was literally this close to applying for programs, but like God had other plans. So I guess my advice is that like if you're stuck on that, literally take all your interests out of the drawer, look at the drawer and go, what is one interest that I have that I know is a strength of mine and try to find a job that just appeals to one of those strengths, because odds are if you get that job, there is room for you to expand. And when you start telling everybody, hey, I can do this, or I have an interest in photography and I have an interest in this, you will be used, and you'll, like Paige said, open doors for yourself. And so you'll get to do your 9 to 5 job at one strength that you're working at, but on the side, you can come take pictures for them. You can come do social media. You know what I'm saying? There's room to expand. And if your job doesn't want to expand on you, someone else will, and it will be noticed. So just don't put it in the drawer.
Fantastic. That's wisdom there. Kaylin?
I would most definitely piggyback off of Zach and Paige about changing majors. I have actually changed my major 3 times. At one school though, I'm at Albany State. Go Rams! And now it is business admin, so I could stay with Parks and Rec if I choose to. I just did not want to get a major in something and not be using it, because I found such a passion with Parks and Rec. But I would most definitely say, before changing it, I did have a talk with Miss Donna, Michelle, Thomas about things that I could do if I didn't change my major. I also did talk with them about what degrees they had to get them where they are now for the long run. So yes, that's what that couch in Michelle's office is for. Real life talks.
That's it.
So,
Okay, so we'll finish it off with a fun question, and it'll be 2, and you can each answer, and that'll bring us to the close. But if you were a piece of playground equipment, what would it be and why? And then I'll add to that, if you were a special event, what would it be and why?
Okay, before we answer the question, Dr. Zach and I have a question for you at the end.
Sure.
Interview
Absolutely.
question. You know what I'm talking about?
I love it.
Okay, let me think about my playground equipment.
I don't know if we still have them at our parks. They may have taken them away because they're dangerous. Do you know, there's the duck and it's on the spring, and you sit on it, you rock back and forth, and you fly. I don't know why, but that was the first thing that came to mind. I'm just an interesting character on a spring. No matter how much you toss me around, I'll come back basically. But when provoked, I might just throw you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so you.
Answer,
I
though.
know, just
I
a
like
duck,
it.
just
Yeah.
back and
That's
forth.
so
I
good.
never thought of that. That's very.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love those. I have a lot of kids, and I remember being on one of those with the kid, and when I went back, it didn't come back up, and then I fell off, and the kid just got catapulted.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No, it was the best. I think every kid wanted me to do that with them next. It's typically a child response. Okay,
It was
so
Kara. It was Kara. She
Yep.
said she did it.
It was me.
that's right.
But if I was a special event, I'm gonna pick one of our special events that we actually haven't done yet. We're about to do a movie night that's wicked, and me and Paige have been communicating on musical theater, and we want to do a duet so badly as Elphaba and Galinda. So I feel like that would be my special event.
Love it.
So sorry.
All right, who's next?
I think for me, playground equipment, I would be a swing, just because sometimes
answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just as a swing, you're gonna have your days when you're gonna be going up, you're gonna come back down, but you're gonna go right back up. So it's like a brief second of something may go wrong, but then you're gonna fix it and you're gonna go right back up again, and then something's gonna go wrong again, but you just keep teetering back and forth, fixing it. And then a special event. I guess I really enjoyed our Halloween events, specifically when we did our haunted houses and everything. Just because it was just, I don't know, it was just there was nice fires out there. We had a coffee truck. It was just, I don't know, I felt cozy, even though it was freezing. But at the same time, I felt really cozy.
And
So it
terrifying.
was just nice. It was just, I don't know, I just really enjoyed that. Also, Thomas is gonna get mad. He got trampled at that event. So that was hilarious. And it
Oh my
That's
goodness.
true. I wasn't there, unfortunately. That's why I'm excited. Y'all keep talking about it, and I'm excited to be a part of this one.
Gets hurt at every event. I don't know how it happens,
Every
but
event.
it does every time.
He either gets hurt at every event or sick.
Or sick.
That's
Those
it.
are his two.
I don't
biggest
know what
excuses.
happened. I think he thought it would be a good idea. So it's an area where a chainsaw jumps out at people and they run out of the room to scare them. And somehow he thought it was a good idea to close their only exit.
And stand behind the door.
So when they were scared, they busted through the door and got trampled on.
Perfect story. That's a Thomas story. That's going down.
That's a Thomas story, all right.
Yeah.
For my playground equipment, I most definitely agree with Zach on the swing. Even though I wanted to choose something else because he took it. In Parks and Rec for camp and after school, most definitely. There are days when you're high, there are days when you're low. As a person alone, there are days like that. In the work environment, there are days when you start your day out high and then a fire goes off at every site there is. And it's like, I'm one person. Oh my goodness, breathe, breathe, breathe. And then it's like, we have to come together as a team and communicate of who's going where to figure out what issues. And then that person that is not at that site, we have to keep communicating to let our partners know and our team know what happened and where the issue ended. So if we get caught there next time and the issue is still occurring, we know where it left off at. My favorite, if I were an event, I don't have a specific event, sadly. Okay, I would most definitely say I like the spring festival, but at the same time, I don't. I'm extremely allergic to pollen. So setting up, taking down, working the event, I go home with my eyes swollen shut. I would say I liked Halloween. I liked the Christmas event. The Christmas event was very nice, even though you had to wear 3 layers of clothes and then you shed them off throughout the day of setup because it gets hot, you get hot. I know everybody's going to look at me crazy. I like our hot summer event because it brings so much to the table. And you're laughing, Zach. Yes, it's hot. It is very hot. And you surely do sweat. But it brings so much. It brings such a nice crowd. Or I would most definitely say our Halloween event that we did at the Speedway. Our Speedway events, I would say if I were an event, it would have to be an event at the Speedway. It brings so many people from Spalding, Clayton, Henry, Butts, everywhere. Everybody is there. And I love it. It brings everybody together.
Fantastic. Well, if you want to come down to New Orleans, where it's much cooler down here than it is in Atlanta, you might enjoy our
Are you sure about that?
Our steam bath that we live in.
It is so muggy in New Orleans. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Are you sure about that?
Paige?
I was trying to think of a piece of playground equipment that I feel I most relate to, and I couldn't think of one. But I will say, and maybe y'all can help me figure out why, but the first thing I thought of was, you know, that piece of equipment where you run on it and it goes in a circle and has those handles on it? That's the first piece of equipment that I thought of. So we'll just save that one. But the special event that we put on that I most relate to is the Christmas festival, because I love Christmas. And so the lights, the hot chocolate. My favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch. So him, The Grinch, being there, that was a lot of fun. But yeah.
Fantastic.
We should put Thomas in the suit.
Yes.
For putting this up.
I have a homework assignment for each of you. I'm not sure if y'all are aware, but Thomas is crazy in love with pickles. So if y'all could go get him a big jar of pickles.
Yeah.
And I will go ahead and put this sign back up. I love my job. Thomas is great. And I will not try to get any pickles.
Well, thank y'all so much. Oh yeah.
Wait, our question for you. If you were a piece of fruit, which fruit would best describe your personality?
Oh,
this will say a lot about you.
I love bananas. Bananas are my favorite. They're my go-to. They help me. They're quick. they're healthy for me. They help me with recovery because I try to run a lot and I get soreness. And so and then I remember, well, I probably have a second fruit called, it's the watermelon.
You for that.
Wait, you gotta say it again. He said, I was muted. He said he heard the thing about the pickles and he won't forgive you for that.
That's probably his favorite fruit.
I guess. Yeah, he likes them.
And then aside from that, the watermelon, because I used to coach cross country, and I was like the hero because I would bring this massive watermelon in an ice chest, and then I would cut it up after a hot day of running cross country, and the kids just fell in love. That's all you need to make kids happy. It's cold watermelon on a hot day.
When I tell you, I went back home about 3 weeks ago for my cousin's wedding. I came back with 3 watermelons, 1 yellow, because I've had it, but people up here haven't really had it. So I brought back 2 red ones and a yellow one. The kids loved the yellow. It was no yellow left. The red was gone. I cut up one day and the other one the next day. I love bringing the kids fruit. Like
That's the best. That's the best. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on the Friday show today. I really appreciate that. And thank you for all
so much.
I mean, y'all are making a huge difference in Henry County, and thank you for setting a great example for college kids and people to consider this industry. Give it a hard look because it really does give a lot back to you, and I can see that in y'all's personal testimonies about it. So thank y'all.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Y'all too.
Have a nice day.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So that was more outstanding leaders and Parks and Rec professionals that work in Henry County. That was such a fun show as far as just taking a peek behind the curtain and seeing what's involved in Parks and Rec at the ground level, what they face, and how this industry just continues to pour back, not just into its community, but into the people that are actually in Parks and Recreation, running all these special events, running these summer camps and stuff, and how much joy they get out of serving the community. And it's not because it's easy. It is very challenging, but it's kind of a labor of love, and it you get out of something what you put into it, and you can tell that this industry really contributes a lot to the people that have dedicated their life to it. Okay, so I'm going to play Chris's 200th episode special again. This is just a huge thank you from me personally, Craig LeBlanc, the doorman. Thank y'all so much for all the love and support of creating this media company for y'all. We just started this last October, kind of early November, and it has just been a crazy wild ride. And this industry has a story to tell, and it is an amazingly powerful story. And in a way, I'm kind of saddened that until now we're really creating media, a full-blown media company for this, but I'm excited that it's finally getting told, and that we have a lot of courageous people willing to step up and just give their testimony, and then let's just blast this thing out. Now, not to understate all the hard work and the foundation that has been laid by all of our associations. If you are not involved in your state association, in your national associations, these are hugely beneficial to its members, and you just learned so much. And I think probably the most important thing everyone would agree with is the people you connect with is just a treasure. So anyway, thank you all so much for our 200th episode, which was yesterday. We'll play this, and then we'll go ahead and close it out for the week.
From a simple mic in a rec center to a full-scale media company for the people who power our parks. 200 real stories, 5 original shows, and more to come, with one powerful mission: to lift up the voices of Parks and Rec professionals across the country. From maintenance crews and young interns and youths who love sports, to directors and public servants making a difference. We've built a platform that honors the unsung heroes behind every clean trail, every weekend tournament, every safe, welcoming park. This milestone isn't just about the content, it's about the people, the passion, the purpose. To every guest, listener, and supporter, thank you. The next chapter starts today. This is DPRS Media Co, Media for public service. All right, Craig LeBlanc, the doorman, signing off for another great week in Parks and Recreation. We will see y'all here again on Monday. We have a great lineup of, oh gosh, probably about another dozen shows coming next week. A lot of good interviews. Again, I can't thank you all enough for the love and support we've been given for our newsletters, our shows, the maintenance show, the leader show, the YPN show, the youth sports mastery show. And then we've got several more that are in the oven that may take a little bit of time to pop out, but we are actually doing this. We are creating a media company that really gets to the heart of Parks and Recreation and uplifts those professionals and tells the stories that are just timeless and so impactful for the people that work in this community and the communities that they work in. So it's an honor to serve y'all, and I promise we'll keep doing it. So y'all have an awesome weekend. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks. Bye.
Welcome to DPRS Media Co, the first media company built for the people behind the Parks and Rec community. We don't just cover on Parks and Rec, we elevate it, we amplify it, we honor it. At the heart of everything we do is one mission: to serve the public servants, the professionals who design, maintain, and lead the parks that shape our communities. Under the daily Parks and Rec show, we produce 6 powerful platforms. Leadership in Parks and Rec, a spotlight on directors, superintendents, and visionaries shaping the future of public spaces. Facility maintenance, where the boots hit the ground, a deep dive into the systems, crews, and craftsmanship that keep our parks clean, safe, and beautiful. Young Professionals Network, shining a light on the next generation of Parks and Rec. Students, interns, and mentors sharing how we build a legacy together. Youth Sports Mastery, sponsored by National Academy of Athletics. This series is for coaches, parents, and rec leaders working to make youth sports fun, fair, and meaningful again. The Rec Room, hosted by the passionate leaders of Henry County Parks and Rec. This show brings frontline energy and real-life stories from the field. And the weekly Parks and Rec Post, our official newsletter delivering stories, insights, and community wins every week. We are DPRS Media Co, LLC, a media company with a mission to uplift the professionals who serve every community, every park, every day.